So let's talk about the best practices then. So before you even start to design some type of training session, especially training sessions that are delivered through Zoom, you have to understand the difference between the different delivery methods. You know, for instance, if a viewer can watch the video replay of your live session and get the same exact results, then you're probably missing out on a lot of the value of having a live session, right? So the key difference is that it's the interaction that you have with your audience and the interaction that your audience has with you as the speaker. So if you are delivering a monologue to your live audience, then you may want to make a few adjustments to your delivery. So let's talk about some of these best practices. The first one is you want to make your virtual training sessions shorter and more focused. So I'll give you an example here. If you want to see your team members, whoever it is that's going to be on this call with you or on this meeting with you, you want to see them roll their eyes, just use these words in your next meeting. Hey guys, we're going to be doing an 8-hour Zoom training session on Monday, right? So yeah, that's going to turn off just about any type of audience. You'll likely hear a few groans. Oh no, boss, no way, I got to do that, right? So basically, that's the thought process behind keeping it kind of short and sweet. So one of the major benefits of live interactive training sessions is that the instructor can break up the training into bite-sized pieces. And when you do that, it's not going to be more costly to the organization. You can actually get better results if you do it that way. So, by the way, this is a much better way to develop a skill. Often with the in-person meetings, you know, because it's so costly to get a group together, we want to jam as much content into that session as possible. And by the way, that's an absolutely terrible way to conduct in-person training as well. But that's kind of beside the point. It's horrible if you're trying to do this virtually. So when you're scheduling virtual training of some type, the cost to get the group together it's absolutely removed from the equation. There's no cost. I mean, it's basically Zoom is what, $15 a month or something. It's really inexpensive. So, so I'll give you an example. Let's say that a company invests in a new piece of software that is going to be used in, let's just pick 50 different cities or 50 different offices worldwide. And if you have to book travel for a minimum of 50 different people, it's in 50 different offices. So that's at least 50 people at least one from each office. And a lot of times it's going to be multiple people from each office to get training on this in case somebody quits or something, right? But if you have that type of expense, you're going to want to make sure that you do it all at once. You don't want to have to spend the kind of money to get 150 people to a meeting room next month too, right? So the odds that each of those people will be an expert at using that software after just a couple of days of training, though, is really unlikely. I don't care how good the instructor is. I don't know how good you are as a trainer. The odds are they're not going to be comfortable with being able to do everything that they can do with that software. With a virtual delivery, though, you could conduct a single hour of training with like an overview for the software, and then give the participants some time to experiment with it. It's not live yet, so they get a chance to experiment with the software. And then a couple of days later, you bring the group back together to meet again and cover a specific component of that piece of software. Then the participants could have some time to master that specific component before returning for additional training. You do that over and over again. A lot of times people learn faster when they're actually doing something than if they're just hearing it. So that process will happen. They're going to get much more comfortable and master that entire process so much faster. They'll drop their learning curve exponentially by doing it that way.